here was part 2 for what if Deku was trained by Jason Voorhees. Let's get into it. So in the last part, Deku just got sucked back into the portal, bringing him back to his home world, My Hero Academia world. So let's get into it. Deku lands in the ocean, and he weighs a lot, so he's struggling to swim, but he's able to swim back to the shore. And he's at the beach where he trained with All Might in the original anime. He starts trying to breathe for air, but he realizes his mask is blocking it. So he has to take his mask off and throws it on and puts it next to him on the beach. He starts coughing up water. What the hell? Where am I? Deku looks around, she's a beach covered in trash. And Deku says, this is sort of familiar. Is this the beach? And Deku said, did I come home? Did I really come home? Then Deku starts to get up. And then he says, I'm finally home! But then he gets a flash of memory seeing Jason, then he quiets back down and keeps his calm. And then he picks up his mask, puts it back on. He's still got like, all of his tools, like his bow and arrow, he's got his machete, he's got like and like a knife. Yeah, like a combat knife. And they're all in his body, like his knife's on his right side. His machete's like on his back, and his bow and arrow's on his back as well. And then Deku starts to go up the stairs, and he just sees a bunch of people walking around. But Deku says, "It's too much people. I'll wait till dark. Plus, I might need to find a change of clothes." As Deku looks at his clothes, they're like Jason's clothes with like a janitor uniform. That's pretty much what Jason only thing he had, pretty much. Deku could barely fit into them, but Jason modified them so it would fit him. So, after Deku finds a place to stay, like honestly, like under like a bridge, he goes to sleep. 8 hours later, it's around 2 o'clock in the morning. Deku wakes up. It's just, what time is it? Because Deku knows the time, like Jason, that he can just look up the sky and see what time it is. Deku says, 2 in the morning. Deku gets up as he walks through the stairs. He goes back up the stairs, and then he walks around, looking around. And there's a bunch of pro heroes. And let's say the pros are like mid-level. And there's a villain attack there recently, so you had to make sure just to make sure everyone was safe. And Deku's walking down the street, and he sees 2 pros. The pros hear some footsteps, and they turn around. They see Deku wearing ripped up clothes, a hockey mask, and carrying a bunch of weapons. And then the hero say, "Freeze!" And then Deku, with his mask, turns his head and looks over to them. Deku says, "What?" Then they say, "Freeze, villain!" Then Deku says, "I'm not a villain." Then the hero say, "Nice try." The one with like a strength quirk, like an enhancement, runs over to Deku and hits him. It doesn't really do much. And I'm just gonna say Deku got trained by Jason, like really, really, really painful training. So he's got like a really big pain tolerance like Jason. Like, Jason was able to get stabbed by Freddy Krueger a bunch of times with his own machete, gets cut. But Deku has enough strength to literally rip Freddy's arm off yet and stab him with it. And previously surviving like an explosion. They get back into it. So Deku could the pain tolerance like that. The pro with enhanced quirk charges to hit Deku. Deku just catches his leg. And he's like, what? Deku says, I don't want to hurt you. Just stop. This is like the other hero was Ingenium. Yeah, Ingenium. Edith's brother. And then he says to the other hero, let's call him like, I'm gonna call him Dan. Dan, stop. Dan looks at him saying, what Ingenium? And then Ingenium says, he actually might not be a villain. Then Dan says, I'm not doing his hero name, I'm just gonna do his normal name. And Dan says, what are you talking about? Look at him. But then Ingenium says, well, he literally just asked you to stop. He could literally break your leg right now. And then Dan said, oh, damn. Then Deku lets go of his leg and makes him fall back a couple of steps, and Ingenium catches him. And Ingenium says, who are you? And then Deku pulls his mask off saying, Izuku Midoriya, sir. And then he says, do any license registration or anything? And then Deku said, this may seem crazy, but I just came out of a portal. And then Jim says, well, yeah, it does sound crazy. But Deku says, I was here when I was around 4. It's been 8 years since... it's been 11 years since I've been here. Then Jim kind of recognises his name, because he's looking through the police files and stuff. He says, what's your name again? He says, Izuku Midoriya. It's like a genuine, got like a thing on his arm that can search up files and stuff. He types in Izuku Midoriya. It shows like a little picture of him saying deceased. But then Jim says it says you're deceased. But then Dick says, well, I got stuck into a portal. What do you think happened? And then Deku said, do you know where we are? My memory's really bad. And then he said, you're in downtown. Do you know where you live? Deku said, no, I can't remember. Can we go to the police station, please? And then he said, yeah, sure. And then Dan said, I'm sorry for attacking you, by the way. And then Deku said, it's fine. Then Dan just realises, did you say 11 years ago? Deku said, yeah. You look like a full 24-year-old, bro. You know that, right? And then Deku said, well, I got trained by, well, my friend. He says that in like a low tone. Then he says, who's your friend? And then Deku just doesn't want to say anything, so he's just quiet and then says, sensitive topic, okay. They arrive at the police station, and then a bunch of police officers are just looking at Deku, thinking he's a villain. Like a genuine then Dan brought him in. And then like officer saying, hey, good work, heroes, I'll take it with me. They grab Deku, and then Jim grabs his and says, no, he's not a villain. Then Deku takes his mask back off. Nice to meet you, sir. Izuku Midoriya. He hands his hand out. And then officer says, do I know you? Then Jim says, probably not. Come on, we need to find where his mother lives. And then they said, where's the captain? Then he said, his office. They head to the captain's office, and then he tells them, and the captain says, oh, what's up with Genium? What are you doing here? Then Genium tells them everything that happened, Deku, all that. And he says, oh, yeah, sure, we can go and search up his wife's name now. They go to a computer and find out where he lives. it's the same place, I assume. And then Deku just walks over to him with Ingenium and Dan. And then Ingenium says, hang on. Then Ingenium knocks on the door. And then Inko opens the door saying, can I help you, sir? And then Ingenium says, yes, did you have a son called Izuku Midoriya? And then she says, yeah, we found him, ma'am. And she's like, what? She slowly, tears start falling out of her eyes. And then he says, yeah, we found him. And he's actually here. And then she looks around, seeing a really buff, tall guy. And then she looks at the nurse, he's like another hero. And says, where's my Izuku? Then he starts to laugh. That guy, he points his thumb over to Deku, the really tall, bulky guy. Then she says, Deku? Because she can still see his green hair. And then Deku takes his face off. And she can see he's familiar. He's got a bit of his baby face still. And she starts crying even more. It's Deku. She hugs him. And then Deku starts to cry as well. Mum. This happened for around 2-3 minutes, and then the hen sighed. Then Deku said, it's so nice to be back here. And then Ingo started asking questions like, where were you? Where were you? You got sucked into a portal. And they said you died. Then Deku said, I'll explain in the morning. I'm really tired. Then Inko bows down to the hero, saying, thank you for bringing my baby boy home. Then she says, it wasn't our... It's our pleasure, ma'am. Anything to make her citizen happy. Then she says, thank you, still. And then Jenny and Dan leave. They give Deku their numbers. And then the next morning, it's like just turned Saturday. Deku wakes up in his old bed. He's definitely outgrown it. And then he looks over in his room saying, can't believe my room is like this when I was younger. Deku gets up and accidentally breaking his bed in half. Look how strong he is and body weight. Deku says, oh, I might want to fix that later. Deku just tries to open the door, but he squishes the part and it opens. And then Deku says, oh man, I didn't know how strong I actually was. Deku opens the door, pushes the door open. Then he hears two people chatting. His mother and another person. Deku opens the door, after squishing it, of course. He squishes the handle, opens the door, opens it up, and it's Bakugo's mum. And then she looks over at Deku. And then Inko looks over at Deku and gives him a smile. Then she says, well, here he is. Then she's like, that's Midoriya. Then he looks at him like, really? He's Midoriya. Then he says, nice to see you, Auntie. Gives him like one of those iconic smiles. Then she gives him a good old grin. Then she stands up and gives him a hug. Deku hugs back. Nice to see you again, Auntie. And she says, you've grown. A lot. She puts her hand above her head and she's barely up to his chest. And then Deku says, yeah. And then Deku says, Mom, we need some new things. Then Deku says, what do you mean? Honey? We need a bunch of new doorknobs and we need a new bed. I might have broke mine. And I got that. Then it says, let's go and see. They look over, they see Deku's bed completely in half. And then Deku's saying, it's kind of hard to control my body, especially in this environment. I was able to squish wood for, like, ease. And then Ingo says, well, we're going outside, we're going down today. Then Deku's saying, really? Sweet. And then he says, let me just get my clothes on. I mean, get dressed. She gets dressed and then they head out. Then Ingo hears Deku's stomach rumble. And then Deku's saying, wow, I'm hungry. And then Ingo says, want to go get something to eat? Deku? You talking about? And says, yes, Mum. They go to like a burger place. Because Deku hasn't eaten like burgers or anything for like 11 years. He's just been eating like fish and like deer. Hunted animals. And then Deku bites into it. A massive shock of taste buds going up in his mouth, saying, oh, it feels so good to eat a burger. While he's drinking like a fizzy drink. And then Bakugo goes around saying, you ate that like a horse. Then Deku says, well, when I was gone, I lived in the forest. I didn't even get to eat this kind of food for a long time. And she says, you lived in the wet? And Dick says, I'll tell you another time. Then they hear like a massive boom. And it's the same as a villain attack. They'll walk over, do it, and it's like the giant, enormous villain. They're saying, oh hell, it's not really good. And Deku sees Tree Man and a villain, like fight. They walks up to some person and say, what's going on? And says, well, a villain got caught trying to steal a lady's purse and activate this quirk. And Deku always has a bag on him, but he always has like his machete and mask stuck under his clothes. Deku says, goes to his mum saying, Mum, I'm going to deal with this. He says, what, Deku? Deku runs off. He puts his mask back on and he's holding a machete. Deku still wants to be a hero. Like All Might. Even with no quirk, Deku practically jumps over pretty much everyone. And then everyone's like, wait, who's he? Deku runs with his machete, and the villain sees him. He says that, and then he just tries to hit Deku with his fist. Deku jumps on his fist, stabs him in the arm, and then Deku grabs his machete and runs up to the villain's face. The villain tries to grab him, but Deku just jumps on the other arm, and then stab right in the eye. Massive shockwave of screams. Everyone's like covering their ears. Dreamer's like, what the? The Mount Lady hits him. Then Deku goes practically flying to a building. The Mount Lady says, did I hit someone? But then Dreamer says, yes, you did, Mount Lady. You just hit him. And then they see Deku climb out the wall like it was nothing. They snap his bones like, saying, I can't hurt. Everyone's just amazed, saying this guy must have like a shock absorption quirk or something. Like, look how he moves as well. Does he have 2 quirks? Enhancement quirk? And then they all start to find Deku. And they say, hey, what's your quirk? Deku said, well, I'm quirkless. And they say, yeah, nice joke. And Deku says, I wasn't joking, I'm quirkless. And Deku says, and they say, well, you can't be, look at your body. Deku says, well, training. Brutal training for 11 years straight. Then they all just dumbfounded. They all try asking questions, but Deku starts to walk off. But just before he walks off, they say, are you a new hero? What's your hero name? Then Deku says, I'm not a hero yet, but my hero name is going to be Jason Voorhees. And then they start writing that down. And then says that Deku just walks over to like his mother and his auntie, and they walk off. Deku puts his mask off, puts his machete back in like his clothes, and she says, the auntie says, Deku, wow, I didn't know you was that strong. I thought, never mind. And then Ingo says, my Deku said it's so big, got me a great hero. Then Deku says, oh, it should be some holidays in like a couple of weeks. And then she said, yes, of course. Then Kotsuki, then Deku's auntie says, well, Bakugo's mum says, are you going to go in UA? Then Deku says, what's UA? Because he didn't know, he's like only 4, so he didn't really know about that school. Then she tells him all about it. It's number 1 hero school. All men went. Deku said, well, if all men went there, I'm definitely going there. As well, you got to go to the school, she said. Then Deku isn't dumb, but he isn't smart either. Like smart. So for next week, or next day, Deku's been studying, and then the next day, Deku walks into school. Everyone's just looking at him saying, is that a teacher in the school uniform or something? That's weird. And then the teacher said, class, we have a new student today. And then the door knock says, sir, am I allowed in? And then says, oh yes, Deku. Yes, Midoriya. He comes in. He has to bend through the door to get past. Well, not bend, he's got to walk through. He's just really tall pretty much. He's got really bulkier. He walks through, and then he says, hello class. Nice to meet you. I'm your new classmate, Zuko Midoriya. When Bakugo hears that name, then he says, Deku? And then Midoriya looks over and sees Bakugo. Then Deku says, ah, Kachan, long time no see. Then everyone's just looking back and forth saying, Kachan, you know this guy? And then Bakugo stands up and rushes to Deku. How? They said you dead. And then Deku says, well, news can be deceiving. I only fell into a portal. I ain't trained. Then Deku said, did you knock your quirk or something? Look at you. But then Deku said, nope, training. Bakugo said, what, to training to this? Yeah, this is the end of part 2, so bye.